Throughout human history, cities have risen as centers of culture, power, and innovation. Streets, once filled with merchants, scholars, soldiers, and families, shaped the civilizations that built them. Great cities became symbols of human achievement, places where architecture, art, and knowledge flourished. Yet, history also tells another story. Many of these cities vanished. Some were buried beneath volcanic ash, others were swallowed by jungles, deserts, or rising seas. Wars destroyed some of these cities, economic collapse forced others to be abandoned. Over time, nature slowly reclaimed these once vibrant places, and for centuries they disappeared from the memory. These forgotten places are known today as the hidden cities. Hidden cities are among the most fascinating discoveries in the archaeology. When explorers uncover them, they often reveal astonishing insights into ancient civilizations. Streets, temples, homes, and tools remain preserved beneath layers of earth and vegetation, waiting silently to tell their stories. What makes hidden cities so captivating is not just their mystery, it is the glimpse they provide into the life of people who lived hundreds or even thousands of years ago. Imagine walking through a forest and suddenly discovering the ruins of an ancient temple rising through the trees. Imagine diving beneath the surface of a lake and finding an entire city preserved underwater. These discoveries remind us that history is never truly lost. It is simply waiting to be rediscovered. Hidden cities also teach us an important lesson about civilizations. No matter how powerful or advanced a society becomes, it is still vulnerable to forces beyond its control. Natural disasters, climate changes, or political collapse. Cities that once seemed eternal can disappear within a single generation. Yet, even when civilizations vanished, their stories survive in the stones they leave behind. In this video, I will be sharing about the hidden cities around the world, places that were forgotten for centuries before being rediscovered by the explorers, archaeologists, and the historians. From ancient cities hidden in the mountain ranges to mysterious ruins buried beneath the jungles and deserts, these locations reveal remarkable chapters of human history. Each hidden city holds a story of rise and the fall, a story of ingenuity and resilience, and a story that reminds us how much of our past is still waiting to be uncovered. Because somewhere on this planet there may still be cities hidden beneath the forests, deserts, or oceans, cities that have yet to be discovered. The mystery of hidden cities. Throughout the history, many cities disappeared due to natural disasters, war, or abandonment. Archaeology continues to rediscover these forgotten civilizations. Machu Picchu, the lost city of the Incas, high in the Andes mountains of Peru, surrounded by mist-covered peaks and deep green valleys, lies one of the most famous hidden cities in the world. This extraordinary place is known as Machu Picchu, Perched nearly 2,430 meters above the sea level, the city appears almost as if it were designed to blend perfectly into the surrounding mountains. Stone terraces cascade down steep slopes, temples and ceremonial plazas sit atop ridges overlooking breathtaking landscapes. Massive stone walls fit together with such precision that even today, centuries later, it is difficult to slide a piece of paper between the stones. Yet, what makes this city truly remarkable is not just its beauty, it is the mystery surrounding its history. The city was built in the 15th century by the Inca civilization, one of the most advanced societies in the Americas before European contact. The Incas constructed vast road networks, sophisticated agricultural terraces, and architectural structures capable of withstanding the earthquakes. But surprisingly, when Spanish conquistadors arrived in South America during the 16th century, they never discovered this city. As the Inca Empire collapsed under the Spanish conquest, the city was gradually abandoned. Over time, the jungle began reclaiming the site. Trees grew between the stones, vines covered ancient walls, and the city slowly disappeared from the view. For centuries, this city remained hidden from the outside world. Then in 1911, an American historian and explorer named Hiram Bingham arrived in the region searching for the lost Inca cities. Guided by local farmers who knew about ruins high in the mountains, Bingham climbed a steep ridge and suddenly found himself standing before something extraordinary. The ruins of the lost city. The discovery captured global attention. Photographs of the mysterious mountain city appeared in the newspapers and magazines around the world. Since then, this city has become one of the most iconic archaeological sites on the earth. Yet, historians continue to debate the purpose of the city. Some believe it was a royal estate built for the Inca emperor. Others suggest it served as a religious sanctuary or a center for astronomical observation. Recent research indicates that this city may have been a combination of many functions, a place for agriculture, religious ceremonies, governance, and a royal retreat. Despite centuries of research, the site still holds mysterious. How were massive stones transported up steep mountains without modern machinery? How did the Incas design structures that have survived earthquakes for hundreds of years? And why was the city ultimately abandoned? Today, this city stands not only as a hidden city rediscovered, but also a powerful reminder of the ingenuity and resilience of the Inca civilization. Petra, the rose city hidden in the desert. Hidden within the rugged desert canyons of southern Jordan lies one of the most breathtaking ancient cities ever created. This extraordinary place is known as Petra, often called as the Rose City, because of the reddish color of the sandstone cliffs surrounding it. At first glance, Petra seems almost impossible. Massive temples, tombs, and buildings appear carved directly into towering rock walls. The city's most famous structure, known as the Treasury, rises dramatically from the canyon floor, its intricate facade sculpted from the solid stone. But Petra was not only an architectural masterpiece, it was once a thriving center of trade and the culture. More than 2000 years ago, Petra served as the capital of the Nabatean kingdom, a powerful civilization that controlled important trade routes connecting Arabia, Egypt, and the Mediterranean. Caravans carrying spices, silk, incense, and precious goods passed through the city, making Petra one of the most prosperous commercial hubs of the ancient world. What makes Petra even more remarkable is the way the Nabateans mastered their harsh desert environment. Water was extremely scarce in this region, yet the inhabitants of Petra developed sophisticated systems of channels, reservoirs, and underground pipelines that allowed them to collect and store water from seasonal rains. This engineering innovation allowed thousands of people to live comfortably in an otherwise arid landscape. However, Petra's prosperity did not last forever. Over time, earthquakes damaged parts of the city, and changes in global trade routes reduced the flow of merchants passing through the region. Gradually, Petra was abandoned. As centuries passed, the once great city faded from the memory. Desert winds carried sand across its streets. Travelers passing through the region rarely realized that one of the most extraordinary cities in the ancient world lay hidden within the cliffs. Then in 1812, a Swiss explorer named Johann Ludwig rediscovered Petra while traveling through the Middle East. Disguised as a merchant to avoid suspicion, he convinced a local guide to lead him through a narrow canyon known as the Sikh. When Burkhard emerged from the canyon, he found himself standing before the magnificent facade of the treasury. The lost city had been found. Today, Petra is recognized as one of the new seven wonders of the world. Yet, the rediscovery of Petra also raises important questions about preservation. Millions of visitors now travel to the site every year. While tourism brings global appreciation and economic benefits, it also creates challenges for conservation. Weathering, erosion, and foot traffic gradually affect the fragile sandstone structures. Archaeologists and preservationists continue working to protect Petra so future generations can experience its beauty. Petra reminds us that even the greatest cities can disappear from history, but sometimes history finds a way to reveal them again. Angkor, the hidden jungle city. Deep within the dense forests of Cambodia lies the remains of one of the most extraordinary cities ever built. This ancient city is known as Angkor. At its height during the 12th century, Angkor was the capital of the powerful Khmer Empire and one of the largest urban centers in the world. The city covered an enormous area filled with temples, reservoirs, canals, and residential districts. Its most famous structure is Angkor Wat, a breathtaking temple complex that remains the largest religious monument ever constructed. The temple's massive towers rise above the surrounding jungle, symbolizing the mythical Mount Meru, the sacred mountain believed in Hindu and Buddhist traditions to be the center of the universe. But Angkor was far more than a collection of temples. Recent archaeological research has revealed that the region surrounding Angkor was once a vast and sophisticated urban network. Using advanced technologies such as LIDAR laser scanning, scientists discovered roads, irrigation systems, and neighborhoods hidden beneath the forest canopy. These discoveries show that Angkor was a highly organized city capable of supporting hundreds of thousands of people. The Khmer engineers designed complex water management systems that allowed them to control seasonal floods and irrigate agricultural land. This system helped sustain one of the most powerful civilizations in Southeast Asia. Yet, even a city as magnificent as Angkor eventually declined. Historians believe that a combination of environmental challenges, political conflicts, and shifts in trade routes contributed to the gradual weakening of the Khmer Empire. As the population moved away from the region, the jungle slowly began reclaiming the city. Trees grew between temple stones, roots wrapped themselves around ancient walls. For centuries, Angkor remained hidden beneath dense vegetation. Local communities knew of the ruins, but much of the outside world remained unaware of their true scale. In the 19th century, European explorers began documenting the site, bringing global attention to the remarkable ruins hidden within the Cambodian jungle. Today, Angkor is one of the most important archaeological sites on the earth. Visitors from around the world travel to witness sunrise over the towers of Angkor Wat and explore the vast temple complexes scattered across the forest. The city stands as a testament to the creativity, engineering skill, and cultural richness of the Khmer civilization. But Angkor also teaches a powerful lesson. Even the greatest cities in human history can be reclaimed by the nature, and sometimes the forest remembers long after the people have forgotten. Pompeii, the city frozen in time, in southern Italy near the Bay of Naples, lies one of the most remarkable archaeological sites in the human history. The ancient Roman city of Pompeii once stood as a thriving urban center filled with merchants, artisans, families, and bustling streets. Life in Pompeii was vibrant and prosperous. Elegant villas decorated with colorful frescoes lined the streets. Public baths served as social gathering places. Markets sold fruits, wine, bread, and spices from across the Roman Empire. But in the year 79 AD, everything changed in a matter of hours. Nearby Mount Vesuvius, a powerful volcano that had remained quiet for centuries, suddenly erupted. At first, a massive column of ash and smoke shot high into the sky. Residents watched in confusion and fear as volcanic debris began falling across the city. Soon the situation turned catastrophic. Clouds of volcanic ash mud cases, and rocks rained down upon Pompeii. Buildings collapsed under the weight of ash, streets disappeared beneath debris, and darkness covered the city. Many residents attempted to flee, others sought shelter inside their homes. Within hours, Pompeii was buried under layers of volcanic ash and pumice stone. The city vanished. For nearly 1700 years, Pompeii remained hidden beneath the earth. Then, in the 18th century, construction workers digging in the region unexpectedly uncovered ancient ruins. Archaeologists soon realized they had discovered something extraordinary. Because Pompeii had been buried so quickly, many structures and everyday objects were preserved in remarkable detail. Today, visitors can walk along ancient streets where carts once rolled across stone roads. Houses still contains kitchens, bedrooms, and decorative artwork painted on the walls. Even more haunting are the plaster casts of people who were trapped during the eruption, capturing their final moments in time. Pompeii offers an incredibly detailed glimpse into daily life in the Roman Empire. However, the site also presents ongoing preservation challenges. Exposure to weather, erosion, and large number of tourists can gradually damage fragile ruins. Archaeologists and conservation experts continue working carefully to protect Pompeii while allowing people to learn from its history. Pompeii reminds us of the powerful forces of nature and how quickly life can change. But it also reminds us that even in tragedy, history can leave behind lessons that endure for thousands of years. Derinkuyu, the underground city beneath Turkey. While many hidden cities were buried by natural disasters or reclaimed by the forests, some were hidden intentionally. Deep beneath the landscape of Cappadocia in central Turkey lies one of the most astonishing hidden cities ever discovered. This underground city is known as Derinkuyu. At first glance, the surface of Cappadocia appears peaceful, rolling hills, stone formations, and quiet villages. But beneath this landscape lies a vast network of tunnels, chambers, and passageways carved deep into the earth. This city is not simply a cave system, it is an entire underground city. Archaeologists estimate that the city could have sheltered more than 20,000 people, along with livestock, food supplies, and water storage. The city includes living quarters, kitchens, wells, churches, storage rooms, and even ventilation systems designed to bring fresh air deep underground. Some tunnels descend more than 60 meters below the surface. But why would an entire city be built underground? Historians believe this city served as a refuge during times of invasion or conflict. When enemies approached, residents could move underground, seal massive stone doors at tunnel entrances, and remain hidden for extended periods. The city's design made it extremely difficult for invaders to enter. Narrow passageways forced anyone attempting to invade to move slowly and carefully, giving defenders a strategic advantage. What makes Derinkuyu even more impressive is the level of planning required to build such a complex underground network. Ventilation shafts allowed air to circulate throughout the city. Wells provided access to water, storage rooms preserved food supplies. This level of engineering demonstrates remarkable knowledge and the organization. Although the exact origins of Derinkuyu remained debated, some historians believe the earliest tunnels may date back more than 3000 years. The city continued to be expanded and used by different civilizations over centuries. For generations, the underground chambers remained largely forgotten. Then in 1963, a local resident renovating his home discovered a hidden passage behind a wall. That passage led to a network of tunnels and eventually to the rediscovery of Derinkuyu. Today, visitors can explore sections of this incredible underground city and walk through corridors once used by ancient communities seeking safety beneath the earth. This city reminds us that hidden cities are not always lost to time by accident. Sometimes they were built to remain hidden, and their rediscovery reveals the remarkable ingenuity of the people who created them. Tikal, the lost city of the Maya, deep within the dense rainforests of northern Guatemala rises one of the most spectacular ancient cities of the Americas. Hidden beneath thick jungle canopy for centuries, the city of Tikal once stood as one of the most powerful centers of the Maya civilization. Today, towering stone pyramids rise dramatically above the surrounding forest, their peaks visible above the endless sea of green trees. But when explorers first encountered the ruins, the city had already been abandoned for nearly 1,000 years. At its height between 200 and 900 AD, Tikal was a thriving metropolis filled with temples, palaces, marketplaces, and residential neighborhoods. Historians believe the city may have supported tens of thousands of inhabitants. The skyline of Tikal was dominated by massive stepped pyramids, some rising more than 70 meters tall. These temples served as religious centers where priests conducted ceremonies and rituals. From the top of these pyramids, rulers could look across the jungle canopy and see other temples stretching into the distance. The Maya civilization was remarkably advanced in fields such as astronomy, mathematics, and the architecture. Their calendar systems were extremely precise, and their writing system allowed them to record historical events on stone monuments known as stelae. But like many ancient cities, Tikal eventually declined. Scholars believe a combination of environmental pressures, population growth, political conflicts, and resource shortages may have contributed to the city's gradual abandonment. Once the population left, the rainforest slowly reclaimed the city. Trees grew through temple walls, roots wrapped themselves around ancient stones. For centuries, the ruins remained hidden beneath thick vegetation. Local communities were aware of the ruins, but the outside world did not fully understand the scale of the city until explorers began documenting the site in the 19th century. In the 20th century, large-scale archaeological projects began clearing parts of the jungle to reveal the city's remarkable structures. Today, Tikal is recognized as one of the most important archaeological sites in the Americas. Visitors walking through the site can hear the sounds of monkeys and tropical birds echoing across the forest while towering temples rise above the trees. Tikal reminds us that even the most powerful civilizations can get disappeared, and that nature has an extraordinary ability to reclaim the landscapes once shaped by human hands. Nan Madol, the Venice of the Pacific, far out in the Pacific Ocean near the island of Pompeii in Micronesia, lies one of the most mysterious ancient cities ever built. This remarkable site is known as Nan Madol. Unlike most cities in the history, Nan Madol was not built on the land alone. Instead, it was constructed across a network of nearly 100 artificial islands connected by narrow canals. Because of this unique design, Nan Madol is often called the Venice of the Pacific. The city was built between the 8th and the 13th centuries by Saudelior dynasty, which ruled the island of Pohnpei for hundreds of years. What makes Nan Madol particularly fascinating is the enormous scale of the stone blocks used to construct its walls and structures. Many of these stones are made from basalt, a volcanic rock that can weigh several tons. Yet the builders managed to transport and stack these massive stones with incredible precision. Even today, historians and archaeologists debate how such heavy materials were moved across the ocean and assembled without modern technology. Some theories suggest the stones were transported using rafts and human labor. Others believe the builders used complex engineering techniques now lost to the history. The city served as the political and ceremonial center of Saudelior dynasty. Royal residences, temples, and burial sites were built across the artificial islands, forming a unique urban landscape surrounded by the water. Over time, however, the Saudelior dynasty collapsed and the city was gradually abandoned. As centuries passed, Nan Madol became surrounded by dense mangrove forests and coastal vegetation. Its mysterious ruins remained largely unknown to the outside world until explorers and archaeologists began studying the site in the 19th and the 20th centuries. Today, Nan Madol is recognized as one of the most intriguing archaeological sites in the Pacific region, but its remote location and mysterious origins continue to inspire the questions like how exactly was this city built, what technologies did its builders use, and why did the civilization that created it got disappeared. Nan Madol reminds us that some hidden cities still hold secrets waiting to be uncovered. Even today, many aspects of its history remain as a fascinating puzzle. Ciudad Perdida, Colombia's lost jungle city. Deep within the dense jungles of the Sierra Nevada mountains in Colombia lies a hidden city that remained unknown to the outside world for centuries. This mysterious place is known as Ciudad Perdida, which means lost city. Long before Spanish explorers arrived in South America, the region was home to an advanced civilization known as the Tairona people. Around the 8th century, the Tairona built a network of cities connected by stone paths. terraces, and staircases carved into the mountains. Ciudad Perdida became one of the most important centers of their society. Unlike many ancient cities built on flat land, Ciudad Perdida was designed across steep mountain slopes. Stone terraces supported homes and ceremonial structures, while carefully constructed drainage systems helped control rainwater flowing down the mountains. The city was surrounded by thick jungle, making it naturally protected and difficult for outsiders to reach. But when Spanish conquistadors arrived in 16th century, the Tairona civilization faced immense pressure. Conflict, disease, and colonial expansion forced many communities to abandon their cities and retreat deeper into the mountains. Over time, the jungle slowly reclaimed Ciudad Perdida. Trees grew across the terraces, vines wrapped around ancient stones, and the city gradually disappeared beneath dense vegetation. For centuries, the ruins remained hidden. Then, in the 1970s, treasure hunters exploring the jungle stumbled upon a series of stone steps leading up to the mountain. These steps eventually led them to the ruins of the lost city. The discovery attracted archaeologists who began studying and preserving the site. Today, reaching Ciudad Perdida requires a challenging multi-day trek through the rainforest and mountainous terrain. The journey itself has become part of the experience. Travelers pass through rivers, jungle, trails, and indigenous villages before finally arriving at the ancient terraces hidden among the mountains. So this city reminds us that entire civilization can remain hidden in plain sight, waiting quietly beneath forests until someone rediscovers them. So Sichuan, China's underwater city, not all hidden cities are buried beneath the jungles or deserts. Some lie hidden beneath the water. At the bottom of Qingdao Lake in China rests the ancient city of Xicheng, often called Lion City. Shicheng was built more than 1300 years ago during the Tang dynasty. For centuries, it served as a regional center filled with the temples, streets, homes, and impressive stone gates decorated with detailed carvings. But in 1959, everything got changed. The Chinese government constructed a large hydroelectric dam in the region. As the reservoir filled with the water, entire valleys were submerged, including the city of Sicheng. Thousands of residents relocated to new towns built nearby, leaving their old homes beneath the rising waters. Unlike cities destroyed by war or natural disasters, Sicheng was preserved almost perfectly by the lake. Underwater, the city's structures remained protected from wind, weather, and erosion. Today, divers exploring the lake can still see ancient buildings, streets, and sculptures resting quietly beneath the surface. The underwater city has become one of the most unique archaeological sites in the world. Stone gates carved with dragons and mythical creatures still stand where they were built centuries ago. Although Shicheng is rarely visited by ordinary tourists due to its underwater locations, it continues to fascinate historians and divers alike. The city offers a rare glimpse into the past, preserved not by time alone but by the water. Hidden cities capture the imagination in ways few other discoveries can. They reveal stories that were once forgotten, stories of civilizations that built remarkable societies, developed advanced technologies, and created cultures that shaped the human history. From mountain cities like Machu Picchu to desert kingdoms like Petra, from jungle capitals like Angkor and Tikal to mysterious underwater ruins like Shicheng, each hidden city tells a different chapter of humanity's journey. But these places also remind us of something profound. Civilizations rise and fall. Cities that once seemed permanent can disappear within generations. Yet, even when people leave, their creations remain waiting quietly beneath forests, deserts, or the lakes. Archaeologists continue searching for new discoveries around the world. With modern technologies such as satellite imaging, drones, and laser scanning, researchers are uncovering ancient cities that were previously impossible to detect. It is entirely possible that many hidden cities still exist, buried beneath the landscapes that appear untouched. The study of these places is not just about the past, it is about understanding how human societies develop, adapt, and sometimes collapse. And perhaps the greatest lesson hidden cities teach us is that history is never truly gone. It simply waits patiently until someone uncovers it again. Thank you, everyone. Have a nice day.